Hi lovelies, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Funmi and today we are going to be talking about the top healthy habits that we can implement in our daily lives just to get us to that better version of ourselves that we see. So we all want to elevate, we all want to become better, we all want to grow, we all want to get to that higher version of ourselves. So it is important that we are practicing daily habits that can help us to develop both physically, mentally, emotionally, and just become better versions of ourselves. I will be going through these different habits with you, and we're going to see how we can implement these habits in our daily lives so that we can become the best versions of ourselves that we envision. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So the first healthy habit that we're going to be discussing is movement. Movement is one of the key important habits that we all need to practice and we all need to utilize in our daily lives. Movement involves things such as working out, stretches, yoga, going for a run, going for a jog. Simple movements just that we practice daily would make a huge improvement in our lives, in our health in general. So it is important that we are at least doing some form of movement just to get our body energized and ready for the day. Things such as going to the gym, working out, they're very beneficial for us, but it's not really about just going to the gym. If you're not really somebody who enjoys being at the gym, then you could simply do simple home workouts. You could do a couple stretches a day. That would be enough just to get your body energized and get your body moving for the day. It could be Pilates. If you are into Pilates, that's really good as well. You could do simple Pilates just for a couple minutes a day, and that would help your overall health in general. Just taking a walk out in the park for a few minutes in the day is also very beneficial and would help to improve just your personal self in general. So movement is really important, but it is important that we are practicing those sorts of habits in our daily lives and making sure that we are moving our body in some sort of way at least a couple times a day or a few times a week, just so that we're energized and we feel great and you just feel more refreshed and ready to take on the day. That would just help you to be a lot more productive for the rest of your day. It should have a positive impact overall in just how you feel all through the day and how you go about your daily activities. My next healthy habit is self-care and staying consistent with your self-care. Self-care is really important in taking care of yourself and making yourself feel good and amazing. Self-care could be things like your skincare, for example. Having a morning skincare routine that you practice daily, then that is a major part of self-care. You are caring for your skin. Self-care could also be things like taking a bath, just resting in a bath for a couple minutes where you do feel relaxed. Self-care could simply be even just lighting a candle. I love using candles. They just have a way of putting you in a sort of zen mode. If you do enjoy using candles, then that's a big part of self-care. Getting your hair done, going for salon appointments, getting your nails done, doing a manicure session is self-care. Things like just doing a little face mask every now and then just to keep our skin looking amazing is part of self-care. Even just playing music as well is a form of self-care. Going to the spa, going to get a massage, all those are all parts of self-care. Anything that can elevate you and can make you feel good. Self-care could be done in so many different ways and it's different for different people. So whichever one works for you, just make sure that you are doing something that is making you feel good about yourself, that's making you feel motivated and that would elevate you. As long as you're doing something that makes you feel good and puts you in a really great mental state, then that would be perfect for self-care. So we don't want to just do the self-care, but we want to be consistent with it. We want to do it at least a couple times a week and make sure that we are implementing it in our routine. And so the next healthy habit that I want to discuss is gratitude. So gratitude is one of those habits that over time it's something that you can learn to build. I have seen the major difference that it's made just for me in general and in just how I go about things that I do. It could be as simple as just maybe every morning you could just write a few things that you are grateful for. It really helps you to see things differently because usually there are certain instances where you might be going through difficult situations, but there's always something, even in the midst of whatever it is that you might be dealing with, there's always something at least to be grateful for. Even just being able to walk, being able to run. That's something to be grateful for. It's the little things that we tend to ignore that we really should be grateful for. So it is important that we are picking up on those little things. I would suggest to start to implement gratitude. You will see over time, you will start to see a lot more positives. Gratitude is definitely important, and it's definitely one that I feel everyone should be practicing just so it becomes like second nature to you. The next healthy habit that I'll be discussing is creating healthy boundaries with screen time. With screen time, what we mean is anything that has to have you looking at a device, interacting with people over a device is what we mean by screen time. So things like scrolling through your phone, scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through TikTok, scrolling through the apps. So what we want to do is we want to limit that screen time. Sometimes we really don't realize how much these things can engulf in our daily lives and how much of our time and our mental space these things can take up. So it is important that we are sort of creating those boundaries. One of the ways we can go about it is once you wake up in the morning, instead of picking up your phone, checking what's happening, just create that boundary whereby once you wake up, you don't even look at your phone, just so that you get that time to spend for yourself, and you can do the things that really will motivate you and inspire you to be better. So we really want to create that boundary just so that we can create a healthy balance. So it is important that we are creating those boundaries with screen time. The next healthy habit that I'm going to discuss is ensuring that you are maintaining your daily hygiene and body care. So just things like in the shower, moisturizing, nourishing your skin, just your daily hygiene habits, something that you definitely want to ensure that you are doing regularly. And so taking care of your body is a form of self-respect. It just shows that you care about yourself, you love yourself enough to show up for yourself. And the next healthy habit that we'll be discussing is eating meals that truly nourish you. And with this healthy habit, we want to make sure that we are eating meals that really do nourish us. We want to have a good balance of fiber, healthy fats, protein. We want to be able to balance our meals in a way that will give us the best health results for ourselves. We want to focus on eating healthy, and we want to make sure that we are implementing all of this when it comes to our healthy eating habits. So having that right balance of different meals, healthy fats, your proteins, your carbohydrates, your vitamins. It just helps in how we feel over the day, in our energy levels, and it would also help to stabilize our energy levels throughout the day. Ensuring that we are having that healthy balance with our meals and we're eating healthy, eating meals that really will benefit us in a positive way is definitely a major healthy habit that we want to implement in our daily lives. So the next healthy habit that I'll be discussing is drinking water. So drinking water is one that we hear all the time, but it really is beneficial for us. Drinking water is definitely one of those habits that we want to get into the habit of doing, especially when you wake up in the mornings. You want to be making sure that you are focusing having a glass of water, because when you've slept all through the night, your body to some extent will be a bit dehydrated because you've gone hours without any water or any liquid. You could keep a bottle of water just right beside you, but just having that glass of water when you wake up in the morning, it helps with your digestion. It will help to keep you in a really good health state. So just keep a bottle beside you when you wake up in the mornings, or you could have a bottle of water where you make sure that each day you finish that bottle of water. Drinking water is a small habit, but it sets a calm, caring tone for the day. So the next healthy habit that I'll be discussing is spending time outdoors. So it is really important that we spend enough time outdoors. So being outdoors, getting that fresh air, spending time in the sunlight is really great for our mental health. Just taking a walk in the park, just being out with nature. It could be spending time in the beach, being around the ocean, going out for hikes, just going out for walks. Just being around nature is really great for your mental state. It just helps to make you feel energized and just to feel appreciative of the little things. I personally like being around the beach. I love being around the ocean. It just puts me in a really zen state. It can help you with just a perspective of life, just a perspective of yourself, or how you see things in general. So being outdoors, taking a walk every now and then, spending time in the sunlight, just getting that fresh air, just taking notice of the little things, the flowers, the little animals. It does give you that appreciation that you might not get if you don't spend enough time outdoors. So being outdoors is definitely a habit that you want to add and implement in your daily lifestyle just to get you to that better version of yourself. And the next healthy habit that I'll be discussing is investing in ourselves. So we want to make sure that we are investing in ourselves in some way or the other. For example, reading books is a great way to invest in yourself. There's so much you can learn when you read a book. For example, things like financial literacy. You could read books that can help develop your financial knowledge. It's a positive investment that you can make in yourself. Even just self-development books where you just learn a lot about yourself, about things just in general. It is a great investment that you can make in yourself because you are learning something, and the more you learn, the better version of yourself that you can become over time. Knowledge will always stay with you, so it's always important that we are learning something. Even fiction books, we can read those as well. Trying to implement that habit of reading something every day is definitely one of those habits that you want to implement in your daily lives. Even just listening to a podcast is also investing in yourself. With podcasts, it's easier to move around and do things whilst you listen to them. Listening to podcasts that can definitely motivate and inspire you is another way of investing in yourself. Just make sure that you are learning something at least that will get you to that higher version of yourself that you want to be. The next healthy habit that I'm going to discuss is being mindful of our sugar intake and our intake of processed foods. When it comes to a healthy lifestyle, healthy eating always plays a major part. So we want to make sure that we are nourishing our body with the foods that really will help to improve our health. So we want to make sure that we're eating a lot of fresh meals, a lot of fruits, lots of vegetables, lots of smoothies. We eat those healthy meals that are really going to nourish us from within and are really going to put us in the best state when it comes to our health. So things like our sugar intake and processed foods is definitely something that we want to watch out for. We do want to create that balance when it comes to sugar intake and when it comes to healthy eating. We want to nourish our bodies with things that will help us thrive. It's not about cutting certain meals off completely. It's just about having that awareness and trying to create that balance when it comes to eating healthy. So being mindful of our sugar intake, being mindful of our intake of processed foods is definitely one of the habits that we really want to implement just so that we are in the best states that we can be to go about our daily activities and our daily lives. So our next healthy habit is making space for mental health. So by this, what we mean is things like journaling, praying, meditation. So daily practices like these are things that we definitely want to implement in our daily lives, which would help with our mental health just in general. If you are somebody who journals, then journaling is something that you really want to be implementing. Journaling is simply just writing a few things. You could just write about your day, a few exciting things that happened over the day, but it's just sort of putting out your thoughts in paper, and you could even refer back to them at a later time. If you are somebody who prefer maybe things like meditations, then that is great as well to also implement. Meditation is something that you will need to learn. Meditation is just sitting in silence, focusing on yourself. It doesn't have to be for long periods. It could be for 5 minutes, it could be 10 minutes. But it's definitely a practice that you want to learn to implement, and it also helps to improve your mental state. Prayer is also part of mindful practice. So any sort of mindful exercise that can just keep you then you definitely want to implement it in your daily lives. Yeah, those sorts of things are things that would help to keep you in a positive mindset, and there are things that over time you will see the positive impact on your daily lives and how you go about your daily activities. So these are my top healthy habits that I think is really important to implement in your daily lives. These are all habits that we can easily learn and that we can add to our lives just to improve the quality of our lives and to make us better, both physically, mentally, emotionally, and to put us in the best state that we can be, just to show up for ourselves in a better way and to help us to become that version of ourselves that we want to become. You can choose from the different habits. You don't have to try to do all of them at once. Just implement them in gradually, and over time can become part of your daily lifestyle and just help to improve the quality of your life in general and help us to get one step closer to the version of ourselves that we really want to become. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that you've learned something, learned some useful habits that you feel like you can implement in your daily lives to help you become a better you and to become a better version of yourself. So remember to like the video, and also remember to subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or any suggestions of any habits that you do or any healthy habits that weren't mentioned here, you can leave a comment in the comment section, or if you have any questions, and I will be happy to answer any questions that you have. Also, you can connect with me and follow me on social media. So you can follow me on Instagram, it's at Fummi, and you can follow me on TikTok as well at Fumzze. The links will be in the description. So thank you again for watching the video, and I will see you again in another video. Bye!